LEGO has just revealed 2 new Mando themed sets, and in this video we will take a look at both of them. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing, and now let's take a look at the revealed images. The first one is set 75454 Imperial Remnant 8080 with Int 4, which contains 1453 pieces, 7 minifigures, and will release on August 1st for roughly $160. The box art has the typical modern Mando design, comes with a very nice snowy background, and shows the 8080 mid-fight. On the backside we see a bunch of play features and already a big downside that this version has compared to the 2020 8080, but more on that later. Taking a look at the minifigs first, you get yet another Mando and Grogu. I think they could have easily left them out of the set and replaced them with more Imperials, but yeah, we get them again. I get it, they're in the scene, but they literally come in almost every set and I'm sick and tired of seeing them, just to be honest with you. The next 2 figures are really awesome though, since we get an Imperial Remnant Warlord who has some really cool printing on his torso and legs, and we get a Remnant 8080 driver who has some visible differences compared to a normal 8080 driver, which is neat. The last 3 figures are snowtroopers, 2 of which are Remnant ones without the mask cover, and the last one is just a normal snowtrooper like we already know them from LEGO. I think all of the figures look really good, besides the missing cloth waist capes for the snowtroopers. I'm a big fan of the new helmet mold for the Imperials, and in general it's a pretty good selection. I think that LEGO should have included a second driver though, but there was a reason for them to not include him. Now taking a look at the build, I will say that my first impressions are pretty positive. While there are a few things that I dislike, I'm overall pretty happy with the final build and it seems like it's a good set. LEGO nailed the overall silhouette of the walker and I'm a huge fan of the legs and main body. They covered up some of the technique this time, which looks way better than on the previous model, and it seems like they finally switched to grey pins instead of the blue ones, so the color actually matches the design. Speaking about the front though, I'll have to say that I'm not happy about the head. The cannons are shorter, which is accurate to the movie, but especially the 2 bottom front cannons should have used some kind of ball piece like the 80TE to accurately represent the Remnant 8080. The sticker on the windshield is a no-go as well. I'm not a fan of the other stickered parts either, but if you're not able to create a brick build solution for the windshield, at least print the tiles. Another thing that I don't like about the head is that there is only room for 1 minifig. The set has more pieces than the last one, and while a couple of them went towards a better design, which I really appreciate, I think that the head should have been able to hold 3 figures like the previous set. But a more positive thing about this set is that they included the Int 4, this little fighter slash AT-ST mashup thing that the Warlord used, as well as a normal Hoth speeder bike, which is super cool. Overall, I'm really happy with the AT-80 and the side builds, and while it has some flaws, it seems like a great playset nonetheless and could be a pickup for me. Moving on to the second and last set, and it's 75453 Offworld Sandcrawler in Matorn, which contains 1683 pieces, 6 minifigures, and is gonna release on August 1st as well for the cheap price of $200. Yeah, it seems like we finally reached the point where the big playsets are gonna be $200 on a regular basis from now on, which is, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But taking a quick look at the box, you get the same Mando box design as always, with the set and figures in front of the desert on Navarro. On the back you can see the Sandcrawler from a different angle, some play features and a 7th figure that you're probably able to build from parts inside the Sandcrawler. Figure wise you get a Mando that's covered in mud, which I think looks absolutely amazing. You get Queel, which I believe is the exact same figure we saw on the UCS Razor Crest, another Grogu and 3 different Offworld Javas in their grey designs. I know that the Sandcrawler in the show is supposed to be grey, like we see in the concept art for the episode, but to me it feels more like a washed down brown than the grey that LEGO gave us here. Building technique wise, I think it's fine, it looks decent but not amazing. I really like the printed tents or sun shields on top that you can also take off, but with the build I'm not that impressed. For what it is, the Matorn looks okay, I guess. The visible pins are super ugly though. For $200 this should have been a molded big fig instead of a brick build solution, and I'm sure that LEGO would have sold way more copies of the set if it were that way. The details on the back look pretty cool, and you can recreate the scene where Mando climbs up on the side and the Javas shoot down at him from the hatches. The Mando Crawler is overall a pretty mediocre set in my opinion. It doesn't look bad, but not great either, and the Matorn is a joke. I would 10 out of 10 times prefer a brown Sandcrawler from A New Hope, but I still like that LEGO didn't remake another set and gave us something slightly new. If the Matorn would have been a mold I would have considered buying, but like this it's nothing for me. But what do you think of both the AT-80 and the Sandcrawler? Is any of the 2 sets a pickup, or are you tired of the Mandoverse sets? Please share your thoughts in the comments down below. Now I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would highly appreciate like to support the channel. If you're new, click the subscribe button, and if you want to check out some other videos, it'll be on the screen right now.